but also too, we have to keep in mind that he's a Scott Boras client, and he's going to get paid, and there's going to be a lot of offers out there for his services. I think, especially coming off this year. And then it goes back to a conversation of, I mean, a lot of people in the Yankee Twitter streets, Tyler, are talking. We need to go sign Kyle Tucker.
Yep. Who
What
doesn't have great postseason numbers, by the way?
what do you think about that kind of debate there?
I mean, I don't think there's a reason to pay more, like $200 million more for Kyle Tucker than Cody Bellinger. I do think Kyle Tucker is a better player. Honestly, um, it would be great to sign both, right?
That's
Like
true.
that's cool. But I am not aboard like the throw a blank check at Kyle Tucker. We know the Yankees like them because they, to some degree, had preliminary talks with the Astros in terms of trading for him. So listen, man, if they pay a bunch of money to Kyle Tucker, I'm not going to sit here and be upset about it because at the end of the day, you can look at Kyle Tucker's stats and go, yeah, he had a down year this year, and his down year was a high year for Cody Bellinger at the end of the day. Like that
Mhm.
is the reality of it. Um, but I don't know. It's not a priority. You don't get Cody Bellinger, I'm not freaking out there. Or excuse me, if you don't get Kyle Tucker, I'm not freaking out. But Belly
I
needs to be back. One of them needs to be on the team.
exactly. That's where I'm at. I'm in lockstep with you. I think that I don't love the idea of paying Kyle Tucker 400 plus, even 450. I mean, even last year's talked about this could be a
Yeah.
500 mil guy similar to Vladdy, which I told Kyle Tucker is a good ball player. He is a
I do
good
think
ball
you're
player.
around the fours, though. Like he's gonna get a
I
judge
do.
contract at least.
He is. I'm just, I got to be honest, coming off the heels of last year, and Soto had a great season,
Hmm.
but that money is stupid
They
money.
don't need Kyle Tucker. Are you talking
But
Soto?
I'm not talking, well, I'm just
Soto's
saying
money.
the amount of dollars that will be committed to Kyle Tucker is something
Yeah.
that at the end of the day, it's not my money, but
Hmm.
I know the way that this Yankees team operates. That is something that if they commit the amount of it was a fear with Soto, but
Yeah.
we had the 2024 World Series blinders on to sign him at all costs, sign him at all costs. But now it's like, okay, coming off the heels of last year and seeing this year and now having an option like Bellinger, we know how this Yankees team operates. And if they commit that amount of money to Kyle Tucker, you don't know. They could just say, "Well, we paid Kyle Tucker, so we're not going to do anything else really because we." That's one of the
Like that
reasons.
doesn't work. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why yes, I know that Kyle Tucker is a couple years younger than Cody Bellinger. He has had better overall seasons, and he fits Yankee Stadium similarly. I would argue that I think Cody Bellinger is a better defender, but that
Yeah,
is
I
for
agree with that. Tucker's not a
but
wonderful
I do
defender.
while I do I love off-season talk. I love the idea of the player swap jerseys with Kyle Tucker in a Yankees uniform. But if
Hmm.
you really think about the dollars that'll be committed and you think about just how Cody Bellinger has already been here and fit with this team and the price tag that will be with associated with Kyle with the price tag that will be associated with Cody Bellinger versus Kyle Tucker, I think it's a big conversation to just have. I know we want to say we can spend billionaires' money, but I think that considering what else the Yankees team has to do with the bullpen, and there's some pretty okay bullpen arms out there on the market that if you can say, okay, I'm gonna have to pay something for Cody Bellinger because he's a Boris client, but then
Hmm.
that also gives me a little more flexibility to pay a reliever here, pay a reliever there. That to me is a more attractive option. But as what you said, if they sign Kyle Tucker, I'm not going to sit
You
here and
know,
be
no
like,
one's upset.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to be upset about it. But I do think with logic Yankee brain on, I think that Bellinger makes more sense. Go pay some more bullpen arms and then have someone else play shortstop.
Listen, Rob, it's like buying a car. They're kind of both these guys are relatively similar in the numbers they put up. I like Kyle Tucker a lot because he does not strike out, similar to Cody Bellinger. He's got a very high on base percentage. Belly is more versatile, as you mentioned, but it's like buying a used vehicle, Rob. We can make the fiscally smart decision. Or we could take a gamble for, the new Mercedes with a little bit more tech and it looks a little cooler. It's got the ambient lighting and all that shit, which is the Kyle Tucker, right? So that Mercedes, that Kyle Tucker might cost you $450 million. But Rob, there's a brand new Toyota Corolla that is going to run you 280,000 miles. Doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but I know it's whole reliable, baby.
That's a good way to look at it.
I'm going to have my 800 OPS. My boy can play four different positions. And at the end of the day, Belly is 1 year older than Kyle Tucker. So it is not this monstrosity of a difference that everyone talks about. It just kind of feels like Belly's been around forever because he won an MVP like a million years ago. He's been on the Dodgers. He's been on the Cubs. He's now a Yankee. He's just kind of been all over the place, I feel like. But
People are also throwing out the fears that if they sign Bellinger, it's going to be like a Rizzo situation or it's going to be like a DJ LeMahieu situation.
that's
Mind
why
you,
I don't want a 6, 7 year contract. I
I
don't want
do
to,
agree with that. I
yeah,
do agree with whatever amount of I would be
four
more
years.
comfortable with 4 or 5 years, but
Even five, I get kind of nervous. But yeah, it makes sense there. I think comparing him to Rizzo and DJ LeMahieu are um,
just don't ruin
dumb.
his brain like Rizzo
Yeah, don't let Rizzo, don't let one of your
Bellinger,
players play with
a broken
they,
head.
they take a kneecap to the dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we get him checked for a concussion. But
Yeah.
also like when Rizzo came over, he was 31 going into his age 32 season.
Hmm.
Not the same.
Yeah.
When the Yankees signed DJ LeMahieu, what was that contract? What year did they pay
I
him?
think it
Was it
was 6 years.
2019?
I think it was six years for 90, I want to say. 6 years for 96 or
And
something.
that was coming off of his 2019 season where he, hit 327, was very good. Um, he was going into his age 31 season. So you're talking about 2 full years of baseball.
Hmm.
It's a big difference. I mean, watch Goldie 2 years ago and watch him this year. I mean, he was coming off an MVP year 2 years ago. So 2 years in baseball, once you're approaching those early 30s, I mean, it's a legit difference. So
Yeah.
I think those comparisons are kind of a little bit silly, but I think they're warranted if the Yankees try and do stupid Yankee stuff where they go,
Uh-huh.
oh, well, I'd rather pay Cody Bellinger 23.5 million instead of 28 million. So we'll just make the contract 2 years longer to get the AAV down. I think that's stupid. Just pay the guy what he deserves for 4 years, get the contract out faster, and be smart. Don't try and just bring the AAV down so you could save, some percentages on the luxury tax when you go over the certain threshold. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at there. Like I said, wonderful to have either of them. Having both would be awesome, Rob. That's kind of where I'm at.
Well, I think you
Um,
need to have. I think if you swing for the fences and get Kyle Tucker, that's great. But I do think at the bare minimum, this team needs to bring back Cody Bellinger.
yes, I agree. But I think, and I am excited, like with the comments of Jason, supposedly being an everyday player the next year. I think that does give you three individuals in the outfield that have a two-strike approach, play the game of baseball the right way, and are not just going up there with a, big A swing trying to crush it. And that was what Trent was this year, right? He either walked or he hit a homer
Yeah.
or hit a single. He was walk, homer, single. I mean, Trent is kind of what they wanted in Joey Gallo almost, to a better degree, which is I think we are learning, and I think again, this is what I talked about. Baseball media has kind of taken off with this as soon as the Yankees lost. Is we are totally getting away from where every baseball team went in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021 of that like just slug, just slug, just slug. Um, Even the Dodgers, like they have a healthy balance of that, dude. Where they got PK smacking the ball all over the place. Like Tommy Edman comes in and plays ball. Mookie Betts, like Freddie, like these guys have two strike approaches. That's really what I think it comes down to, which is why I want one of Belly or Tucker, but at the bare minimum, securing Belly because we need to emphasize Belly's style of play and move towards that, not away from it. If you don't retain Belly or get one of those guys, you're moving away from it in my head. So
Yeah. Good.
we need to
Good
sprint
way to
forward.
good way to put it.